Hey guys, it's the Dutchums for Master and welcome to this brand new The Sims 4 Restaurant speed build, an around the world speed build actually, because that's what I've been doing a lot lately, because as you know, The Sims 4 Dine Out gamepack has come out like a week ago or a little bit more maybe, and since then I've started building restaurants, not only in the Let's Build which I've started, but also in this around the world speed build series, a restaurant edition, which means that I'm building restaurants from all over the world, so all kinds of different countries. And so far I've built an Italian and a Dutch restaurant already, and today I'm building a Hawaiian restaurant because for the regular around the world series, speed build series, I hadn't built anything from Hawaii yet. And yeah, of course it's simply just like the US, so it's not even a different country, I do know that. So I also use the Hawaiian flag, not the US flag, though it is still part of the United States, of course. But yeah, I think restaurants from there are probably very different than restaurants from the rest of the world. So I looked it up and I just created something which I felt would look like a Hawaiian restaurant, and I think it turned out pretty cool in the end. So please let me know what you think of it. If you live on Hawaii or you've ever been there, please let me know. I've personally never been to Hawaii. It's also kind of far away from the Netherlands. It's kind of far away, so therefore I've never been there, though I have been to New Zealand, which is even further. But yeah, you know, it's just an island which I've never been to, which is not that strange because there's not very many Dutch people who've been to Hawaii. But if you've ever been there, also if you're not Dutch, please let me know and what you thought of it and whether I should visit it or whether it's not fun. But you know, it's probably just chilled and the nature is pretty cool. So, and maybe the restaurants are cool as well, or at least if these are the kinds of restaurants which you find there, which I think you probably can, then it's pretty awesome because I've really tried to make this tropical, obviously, because Hawaii is known for its tropical vibes. So I made a restaurant which is tropical as well. And yeah, it's very open and yeah, very much wood, kind of natural. It's really much into nature and kind of colorful, and also yeah, all kinds of stuff which in my opinion really made it look cool and very different from what I've built before. It kind of looks like the Fijian built house, which I believe I've built. Did I call it Fijian or did I just call it French Polynesian build? I'm not sure, but it was yeah, a house from Polynesia, or in the, what is it, in the South Pacific Ocean, or the North, no, it's the South Pacific Ocean. I'm looking on the map above my desk right now to make sure that I have the names correct, but that's kind of what it looks like, maybe. But yeah, still this is kind of different because obviously this is much bigger because it's a restaurant, and also it is a restaurant, so it's obviously much different anyways. So yeah, I made kind of a bar part which you've seen me build already just a few minutes ago, and I've decided to add like that, yeah, cooking counter at both places, so the waiters can get the food from there, but also the customers can get food from there, kind of as if it's a bar, which I thought would look cool. And yeah, the shape of it is kind of simple, and also the interior is not that much actually, because I've decided to have the entire restaurant being in the open. So in the open, well, just being outdoors. So I made this kind of patio which is covered, which looks pretty cool. Also, if you look at the shadow of this shot, it looks really cool. So I decided to go for that. I have very many wood tones, wooden tones and wooden structures and materials, and in the end I think it really turned out to look kind of Hawaiian. So please let me know in the comments what kind of speed build you would like to see me build next, and also yeah, what any kind of other video you would like to see, because that's always very useful. So any country which I should build a restaurant from, let me know in the comments, and then maybe your request will be the next build, because of course I need some requests in order to build something. So yeah, here you just see me adding some detailed things, and that's mainly what this entire video is. The structure is nearly done already, but I'm making it very detailed, adding very many like marketing parts and adding the tables obviously, and the gardening. That's all what's being done here. You can download this from the gallery, by the way. My gallery ID is always on the left top of the speed builds recently, so that's kind of useful, I thought, because then you always know where you can find my speed builds or my creations. You can get it from the gallery, and the gallery idea is Dutch Sims Master, so no 4 in there. So my YouTube name is Dutch Sims 4 Master, and then on the gallery it's Dutch Sims Master, which might be kind of confusing, but on the other hand, in that way I can maybe also leave that name if ever the Sims 5 comes out and I'm still building stuff then. That's kind of the way I thought. So yeah, just check it out, and then you can download it for free. Obviously, I'm not charging you to download this. You can just get it from the gallery, and you can change anything you would like to change from it. Also, you can download the other builds that I've ever made. So that's pretty awesome. So here I'm starting to do like the terrain paints, which yeah, I thought would be pretty cool, and this would kind of fit it, which I think it did. In the end, it really turned out to have that tropical vibe. I also started to use items which I'd never used before, which is always what I really like about this series. I say it a lot, but what I really like about the Around the World Speedbuild series is that I'm starting to use items which normally I would never use in like modern houses, and you get so much feedback from these videos as well, because people kind of feel like they're part of it, kind of, or at least that's what I felt like, because if you're building a house from a country which the viewer is from, they feel a little bit more connected, kind of. So that's what I liked, and yeah, I think it's just a really cool idea. So I'm definitely continuing this, and when the restaurants are done, or when I want to start building regular houses again, that's definitely what I will be doing. So yeah, let me see here. I'm adding that waiter table, or that waiter desk which you've got, which they get like the napkins and all the forks and knives and stuff from, or at least that's what I believe it is. And also the entrance turned out pretty cool, I think. Here, by the way, I'm building the actual bar, because of course the window kind of which the waiters get their food from isn't the actual bar part, so I decided to just put a bar with some bar stools in front of it, just because it looked cool. I'm not sure whether it's actually functional. And also I'm adding some tables with umbrellas over here, with all kinds of not matching colors, simply because that's kind of the idea that I had with an Hawaiian restaurant. I know that there are probably also very many Hawaiian fancy restaurants which are really modern, really luxurious, have several stars, but I went for the typical more beach vibes restaurant, which I felt would look like a Hawaiian one. So yeah, just a disclaimer, because some people say, we've also got very fancy restaurants in Italy. Yeah, I know, but that's not fun to create, because those fancy restaurants can be found anywhere. It's just much more fun to create something that's just a little bit different. So yeah, here I'm adding the tables in the middle, which makes it kind of look like a square, which I thought was cool. This is a shape that I've never actually built in before, I think. And also I really like that greenery on the top of the roof, and it's very simple, very minimalistic, but still realistic and detailed. And yeah, that's what I really liked about it. Here I'm adding all kinds of different logos with signs and stuff, which I felt would look like it's realistic, because that's often what you see. They're kind of trying to advertise with what beer they're selling and what other stuff they're selling, so that's often what you see on like the walls in restaurants. And also I'm adding all kinds of other different kinds of decoration. So yeah, aesthetically it's realistic, perhaps not the most beautiful thing I've ever built, but still it's kind of cool, I think. And that's always what it is with these Around the World speed builds. They might not be the most beautiful thing I've ever built, but they are really realistic, which makes them cool. And still, I often do my best to make them look beautiful, but they're not. And, with a modern house, you can have something that's really beautiful and very creative with the shapes you're going for. And here I often try to be realistic, because that's always fun to have in your game as well. If you've got a realistic build in there, then the game becomes more realistic as well. And as the gameplay of The Sims 4 is a simulation, so you kind of want to simulate life, then you want it to be kind of realistic. So therefore I felt like these would fit it kind of. And especially this front part really looks cool in my opinion, with that bar with all those umbrellas. It's kind of inspired by that bar that they'd made in the trailer. I believe it was in the trailer of the Dine Out gamepack. Not sure anymore. That's kind of what it was inspired by, but I felt like it was cool. So, and I'm just adding some more greenery. And what I really like about this build as well is the fact that I didn't have to do too much of the interior, which is always very much work. And I must say, with restaurants it's pretty cool to do, but I'm also very busy. It's I'm about to like finish this school year again, which makes that it's a very busy time, and therefore I still want to upload, so it does help if I don't have to create the interior too much as well. So here I'm just creating the kitchen, which is very simple. It kind of looks screwed up with that bar and that cooking counter, I guess, but yeah. If you don't like it, you can just remove the bar or remove the cooking counter, but then I would remove the cooking counter because we've got one already. But yeah, nevertheless, please let me know what you think of this build. If you liked it, please also let me know what build I should do next in this Around the World Restaurant Edition Speed Build series. Whoa, that's a long name. But anyways, if you can leave a like on this video, that would be awesome. If you're like logged in, you can simply leave a like, which would be awesome. Then you can also subscribe to see whenever I upload like a new speed build, which would be awesome and which I would be really happy with. So yeah, if you enjoyed watching this, let me know if you did, and then enjoy the overview. Bye bye.
Give me reasons to doubt, try to keep me down, but I'll put the flame out, you can't get to me. Throw your sticks and your stones, go break all of my bones. You won't ache my soul, you can't get to me. And there is no barricade that